time, I've been taking my time with it. Taking all of your time, taking all of your time with it.
Hey, my trendies, trendsetters, and my trendy tribe. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you can hear me. Double. Okay, thank you, Creole girl. Okay, so first of all, before we get started, I do want to say that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I did at one point in time we had a sketchy Saturday and we did do domestic violence awareness. Like, well, I sketched live some lip art. If you would like to get a hoodie or anything, please check out my store at trendingatssomepoint.com. I'll also try to get it on a Tumblr before the month of October is out if you would prefer a Tumblr. But please support, and also please support Don Don because he is also speaking about, or bringing awareness to October being the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And also Mama Van, I saw her too. So thank y'all for being here. Because we have so many clips to go over, I am going to jump right in. Please like the video. Please don't forget to like the live. But I have Lala with me for 100% of the time today. And we were just talking one day and we had so many things we were bouncing off each other when it comes to this topic. Obviously it's more of an ancillary topic in the sense of Kimmi and Maurice, as far as bringing something to the show, they don't bring anything to the show, but relationship wise, it is just morbidly fascinating on literally seeing what Maurice is doing to Kimmi. So that's kind of where I think we were coming from. But hey, Lala, welcome. How are you?
Hello, my good sis. I'm good, thank you. Hope you're well. And thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so glad you wanted to do this, and of course, thank you for being here.
Oh no, I just can't believe us bouncing off each other and just telling each other our views has come to fruition and doing this live.
Right,
So that's
right.
amazing.
Yes, I am very grateful. I hope y'all enjoy this. This is just us. We're off the cuff. I have the clips prepared, but our thoughts are kind of more off the cuff. So I hope y'all enjoy. So Lala, first some of it's going in chronological order, but then when I had to pull the other clips by the end, I don't know if there's so much in order, but I'll play the clip. We'll talk about our thoughts, and then we're gonna go to the next clip. But our overall thesis is that even if even though Kimmi is complicit in this relationship with Maurice, he does to us seem to be draining the life force out of Kimmi. Like it's physically, mentally, it's like you can just see it. And it manifests through how she has now, of course, dealt with Melody and Tisha, how that changed and things like that. So I'm just Lala, are you ready to get into it?
Yes, I'm more than ready. I'm more than ready.
All right, let me check my mic and make sure we're good. Okay, so this is the first one, and once it's done, Lala, let's talk about it.
Appreciate you coming out here this morning with me.
That sounds like I'm being dismissed.
Sounds like I want to listen to this rain.
Uh-oh, y'all. Sorry, that's on me. Let me start it over. I forget when I mute that part, it mutes the show. Hold on. Let me start over. Thank you for letting me know there's no sound. Hold on.
Appreciate you coming out here this morning with me.
That sounds like I'm being dismissed.
Sounds like I want to listen to this rain.
Yee.
Getting your nice rain-filled morning disrupted by information that your husband has decided to ask his ex-wife and her husband to move to Huntsville is a pretty big pill to swallow. I'm hurt because I don't feel like how I was going to feel about this choice was the least bit taken into consideration.
Okay, that's the theme of this relationship, in my opinion, Lala. Like, he doesn't even consider. He doesn't even consider anything. This is just one of the ones that made a scene, but
Yep.
nor not even thought of. Just like, I'm coming to deliver the message of what already is going to happen.
Yeah, and I thought marriage was about communicating and making decisions together. And you can tell that in this marriage, this is the beginning stage of their marriage at that time, you can tell that she's not part of any decision making. Is what he says, and she has to say, yes, sir.
Right.
So you can see what the damage has already done to her because she's crying the fact that her husband decided to bring his ex wife, her family, his son to Huntsville to live near them, pay for them, to get a house, everything. Sir, who's paying for
Uh-oh,
this?
your
Whose
audio.
dime is.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hear you now. Yep.
Yeah, who's paying for this? Whose dime is it? The fact that no conversation was had and he just did that because he decided to, that's what he wanted to do and inform her, not even tell her like what's your opinion on it or give her a chance to rebuttal and say, listen, this is not a good idea. He just told her deal with it.
And he's literally looking at her crying, and he kind
Yeah.
of still is smiling as she is crying. And of course, this led to her get the emotional support dog, and I don't know what happened to it because she doesn't still have it unless it's just not shown anymore. And he's sitting there smirking.
Yeah. That truly shows you he could care less. He
Right.
does not care about her feelings because as a man, your wife is crying to you and you smirk and you walk away and say, it seems like I'm being dismissed. To
Right.
me, that just shows you a lack of feelings and care for her. Like you do not care about her feelings at all. And it's not like you don't take into consideration. I think that is something vital that we're seeing right now in the dysfunction of their marriage.
Yes. It's just it's going to be a long-term thing. He's not going to change. Either she will realize like I need to get out of this, or this is how it will be until one of them is gone. Like, this is what it is. Like, this is him. He's not going to change. He's not going to learn anything. He doesn't even care to learn. To him, is the one that was desperate to be with him. So I'm sure he's always going to get that pass until one day maybe he doesn't. But she puts up her little fights that we'll see, little bit of resistance, and then it's like we can tell long term those don't matter. It's like I'm just trying to use my voice, but it's not going anywhere. And then what you said, Lala, about the funding, he's making all these decisions, and it's like with her funding.
Yeah.
What
And it
she
just shows you that it's my way or no way. And I feel like um he's taking her voice, like he's made her minute basically,
Mhm,
like in when it comes to decision making in their marriage.
mhm.
And she puts up a fight, but those fights to me is not in parallel what he's doing, if you know what I mean. It doesn't match. The energies are unmatched. Because you can't come to me and say things like this when it's on my dime and expect me to be okay with it. I'll be putting up a fight, but like, okay, sir, with whose money?
Right,
Because you're not touching my money.
right.
There's no fight in her, and I think it's really, for me, this beginning was just so sad to see that she's voiceless. Like there's no for fighting left in her. I feel like this is making her realize this is the wrong decision.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm stuck.
Right. And I know we're going to see this. This is going to be a running theme about how Kimmy's getting what she deserves. And I think as we talk about this, y'all will see that, like, I won't say that we are saying she's getting what she deserves, but we definitely know that that's how things are coming back around to her, because she has also taken glee in other people's misery. We just want to, well, and y'all, if y'all have watched me and Lala, like a lot of things that are done on the show expands to other people's relationships. So we kind of are trying to do kind of both what we're seeing with Maurice and Kimmi, but also how it happens in a lot of people's relationships. And then if they don't actually see their value, because like you were saying, there's an age gap between Kimmi and Maurice, so she's probably going to see herself as less valuable, and who else will want, I guess I'll stay
Yeah.
because I'm
Yeah,
hitting that
that comes into play 100%. I've said this before. When there's an age gap, and when a particular woman of Kimmy's age reach age without being unmarried, and you finally got that, you will do everything in your power, even though it's detriment to you. You will do everything in your power to hold on to that.
hmm
Do you understand? And we'll see that the more clips as come
yes,
as we
yes,
go along, we're gonna keep seeing that. We'll keep coming back to this as well.
exactly. So we'll go to our next clip, and my bad for muting the wrong mic. So here we go to the next clip.
Well, first of all, I heard you up early this morning.
It was a little thin.
Yeah, they are. And these beds are a little squeaky.
Squeaky.
See?
It always works than that.
It is.
After that, I sat outside and watched the rain, get some coffee. And Maurice came out. We were talking. I'm not quite sure why he decided this morning, in my peaceful moment, in my meditation, we needed to talk about our blended family. One of the ideas he's working through is actually bringing Monster's mom here to Huntsville, and like paying for her house, paying for everything so that she would be here, so he wouldn't have to go back and forth.
Wow.
It kind of took me by surprise.
Was he telling you that he's gonna move her to Huntsville, or he talking to you, asking you what you think about her coming to Huntsville?
That particular conversation was him telling me he had already made the offer.
Oh, hell no. Now see,
However,
no.
he was saying it as though we need to talk about it.
But I've already
he's
made the offer.
Right. I was like, I'm not saying I have to be in the middle of your decision in regards to your baby.
Right.
However, I
You talking
think
about what
you
you finna-
offering to
move
her
somebody
here,
and pay for their house.
Right.
And pay for now that's a discussion.
Like, that's something you like talk to me first.
That's right.
And then so he said, well, what I'm supposed to tell her? Like, she can't come myself. So now that makes me look like the really bad guy.
I am appalled when Kimmi tells me what all is going on. Like, what? Maurice is a great dad and he loves being in Monster's life, so that doesn't surprise me. But that whole ex-wife husband thing coming, that was a shocker, and I wouldn't be checking for it.
All right. So that was Maurice told her what they would be doing. She goes to Melody for advice. or to vent. I don't even know if she wants advice. She's probably just venting because she definitely is not listening to anybody. Yes, disrespect to the highest. One more thing, and then Lala, I'll leave it up to you on what you would like to say about that part. But I do also agree, Pumpkin. Yes, physically, we definitely are seeing post chemotherapy changes. I just wanted to go beyond. Is to me, she was drained pre-cancer, and then the cancer also now has taken a toll on her. I really, really think whoever you spend the majority of your life with reflects in your spirit, physical appearance, mental, and things like that. But yes, definitely, obviously, also the chemo has changed some of her appearance. Lala, what do you think about that clip?
I agree. I think she went to Melody not for anything other than to vent,
Mm-hmm,
because she knows she has no choice, and she said it to her because, like I said, Melody is that woman. She is that chick, and she said, "But did he tell you, or was this a discussion?" And like she had to admit and say, "No, he told me. He made the offer, and then he came and told me."
mm-hmm,
So clearly, even Melody said, "I ain't checking for it." Where's your spirit to say no? And now he manipulated her, because by him saying, telling her what, so now I'm going to tell her she can't come. Who
mm-hmm,
looks the bad guy? Kimmy said it. Now I look like the bad guy because Han, he bamboozled you. He manipulated you in this scenario, and now you have no choice. It's like this guy is playing chess and she's playing checkers.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
He's already 10 steps ahead of her. She's way behind.
Right. And Barbara, our whole synopsis thesis of this video is to show the part Maurice plays in this. So I hope by the end of it, you see where we're coming from. Again, and I'll probably, this is the last time I say it because people can hit the replay after this, but we understand that Kimmi is also complicit in her own demise. But hopefully by the end of this, we are actually showing how Maurice is playing a major role in the outcome of where she's at right now as well. With
And
her own.
also, can I just add to that? We are not trying to bring Kimmy down. We're showing you the changes in Kimmy when she got with this Scott guy, when she got married, and how she changed overall as a person, and how people can make you change as a person.
Yeah.
You know, we want to show the evolution, the changes of Kimmy. And we're not trying to bring her down or anything. We're trying to show you what happens when you get with the wrong person,
Mm-hmm.
and how your demise is due to them.
Yeah. Yep. And just to show, here's her son finding out what Maurice's plan is. So this is, to me, maybe not the start, but what we can kind of see if we watch the show. Maurice putting a wedge between Kimmi and her son, as far as he sees her son also peeps that he is not making the best decisions for his mom, you know? So this is kind of Jalen hearing the news, I believe, of Kiowa and Monster coming to stay with them. I believe this is it. So here we go.
What's your plans for the summer?
Well, this summer I plan on working with Marcel again, and I told him I really needed like an actual plan over the summer, and he was like, "Yeah, for sure."
I'm proud of you. I like it. I didn't have to like push you along. Maybe this whole 21 thing is panning out to be a good thing. Yep. Are you excited? You about to be legal?
Yep.
To even see an African-American male get to his senior year in college, no babies. It's cool, babe. I mean, I'm like so proud of you. Like you're doing really, really, really well. I need you to keep it up. So then we got to do some partying for your 21st. We can do anything. Like I want to do like a party.
You know, I kind of want to, you know, have fun outside of, you know, family.
I want you to have fun. I want you to turn up. I just want y'all to be safe.
All right.
You don't want to do the party? I don't have to do the party. I keep my coins. You can do whatever you want to do. So instead of hanging,
will someone message Crystal and others that seem that they might be coming in the beginning? Please message them and let them know to catch up in real time. The sound is back. Thank y'all.
With his mom for his birthday, Jalen's gonna go out with Maurice and Marceau, and that's fine. He can feel more like he's hanging with the guys.
Didn't y'all go on the cabin trip? How was your cabin trip?
It was different. Maurice told me about some plans he was trying to make for Kiowa and Monster. Because, he wants Monster to live here full time with us.
Yeah.
His plan now is to move her here.
You for real?
I am dead damn serious. His plan is to offer to move her and Monster here.
Oh, no.
And
no. That's a no-go for me.
Well, why would it be a no-go for you?
That is just creating problems and drama.
Quite frankly, I'm trying to be on board.
For what?
Well, because he wants his son to be here all the time. What do you mean for what? I'm his wife and he wants his son. So I want to support that.
I'm not really surprised at his reaction because I know my child. Because it was him and I for so long, he's my protector. So anything that feels like it's gonna harm me or hurt me, he's gonna feel some way about. And he's supposed to, he's my kid.
That was interesting. Did you see how she went from, because that was not a lot of time between when she was crying on that porch in the rain to now she's asking Jalen, what do you mean for what? Even though she had the same reaction and it caused her to get a dog. Now it's already, you see that wedge starting? Like, let me defend his wife.
It's a separation. He's already started a separation between them.
Mm-hmm.
And as we go along, we're going to see more of that separation.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell that he is saying exactly what Kimmi wants to say.
Yes.
But she can't because you just heard her. I'm his wife. He wants his son. And he's saying that because she can't say it. So
right.
he's saying on her behalf.
Right.
You understand?
We've learned because he's going to say, oh, what's with that tone when he's in there in that session with Kiowa and Kimmi? But, she's like, can I not have all the extra? And we know Melody says he gives the Martin Luther King speeches, so we know he wears people down over just time. He just argues and argues and argues, and he's not right, but he literally, I think, wears her down.
Yeah, he does. And also what she said something really something that geared to the point of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, he's my son, he's just been the two of us, he's my protector. No, a child's not meant to protect a parent.
Right.
That is so wrong of her to think like that. Just because he's a man now, he's 21, he's a man, he's still not meant to protect her. Your husband is supposed to protect you. So that's where you got this wrong. You know what I mean? The way she's talking about him protecting her. No, hon, you're married. Your husband should be protecting you. And you should be protecting your child because that's still your child, no matter how old he is.
Right.
So I found that a bit weird. And it's just that mother-son thing. I find her to be, I don't know, I was not feeling that. I really don't like when parents feel like their kids should protect them. No, you brought them to this world. You're supposed to protect them.
Yeah. Wow. I did not, when I first saved the clip, I didn't even catch how she jumped into defense mode on him. Like, Kimmi, girl. All right. Now we're going to go still on Kiowa and Monster coming. Here's Kimmi venting to her sister about Kiowa.
Don't you normally have Monster? Yeah, he's coming. Maurice is still actively trying to get them to move here. Kiowa, her husband, and Monster moved to Huntsville so that they all can be in the same place at one time, which by definition, we all want. However, what I don't want is the drama because, Kiowa's never been nice to me.
Is there a reason she has a problem with you?
She said she was upset because we started dating and they weren't quite finished. I said, except you were finished. You were finished. She
wasn't quite finished.
And it never once came back to, I heard you say this. I heard you did this. I've never done nothing to her. Well, she came here so we could have a meeting. And to be honest, most of it, she acted like she didn't even know she did nothing to me. She's like, well, what'd I do? Well, how did you remember that? Oh, y'all remember all kinds of old stuff. If you're going to hold on to old stuff. And I said, it's not old. This was last month that you were talking about me. I don't talk about her. I don't talk to her. I don't talk
poorly in front of Monster. Girl, she called me all kinds of names to my husband. To my husband. Do you think that my husband isn't going to say that to me? And most of it is because he gives her this much leash and she takes advantage of it because she knows he doesn't want to piss her off because he wants Monster. Kiowa has been disrespectful to me from the day we met. And in order for us to move forward, I think I need to feel that she's genuine. I am done with the disrespect. I absolutely feel like I deserve an apology.
All right, so now we're jumping. We're starting to. It's about to be spaghetti in here because there's gonna be a lot of things layering over each other and twisting with each other. But now she's also revealing how she hates that Kiowa calls her the side chick. But we will later see how her husband delights in people laughing about Kimmi being the side chick, and Kimmi even changes up her story on how she even approached Maurice and things like that too. That's again why I say me and Lala understand she's complicit in this as well. Like we do understand that.
Yeah, she's very complicit in it. And Kiowa has every right to feel how she feels. Because at the end of the day, they were separated, but they were still married. And just because a guy tells you something and you're dumb enough to believe him, doesn't mean she was not working on getting back together.
Right. Right.
Do you understand? There's always two sides to every story.
Yes.
And Kiowa has every right to feel how she wants to feel because Kimmi came in between her marriage while they were working on it.
Yes.
Maybe Maurice, failed to mention it to Kimmi, but for her, like a woman to feel that type of way is because she was working towards something with her ex, her husband at the time, not even ex-husband, her husband.
Right.
And also, why is Kiowa talking about your wife to you? Like, why was that not shut down?
Right. And then you're relaying it back, which means she's she's comfortable doing it. Then you're comfortable telling it back, but he does that all the time.
Yeah, and he does that to cause the conflict. The more the conflict goes, the more those two women can't sit with each other and talk about it because they hate each other. The hatred is already built up. They can't talk about nothing. They can't put two and two together because they hate each other. And guess what? Who wins? Maurice, because he will know that they will never find out that he was playing both of them at the same time.
Right.
And like I said before, he's playing chess, she's playing checkers. And he keeps winning every time. He's 10 steps ahead of her. But she, as a smart woman who was a nurse, then went to the managerial level, can't put two and two together, just shows you that her brain is functioning on love and marriage, not what's going on at that time with her and her family.
And maybe just marriage, because the love.
I don't see no love. You're right.
And Black women in the building said, and Maurice worked overtime to get Jalen out of his mother's house, and Kimmi allowed it, only for him to drop his son off for her to raise. Yes. Okay, here's the next clip. Kimmi is wanting or demanding an apology.
Sometimes when you get into your planning mode, you'll only say Monster.
You're feeling like I leave Jalen out?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Even on the conversation of Kiowa coming and Monster coming, I feel like y'all are so focused on the three of y'all forget everybody else is here. And I don't want to keep having the conversations about asking you to kind of involve me.
What it sounds like is, Maurice, I know that you apologize, but I want to make sure that you're very clear that you need to talk to me first before anyone else.
You said that well. And I think there's a whole bunch of apologies that need to go around.
For what?
For Kiowa. What do you mean?
You're saying that she needs to apologize to you?
Yes. I feel that I was wronged over the past 7 years.
I believe you were wrong too.
It ain't gonna kill nobody to say I'm sorry. I think I had a conversation with my sister, and she had said, so who's here to defend you?
You told Nikki that I don't defend you.
This is your job. This is what you're supposed to do.
I've been defending you. I've even asked her to apologize. It's an apology that I don't believe that you may receive.
Maurice sometimes feels like, why fight a battle that you know you're not going to win? And that's just not me. I fight it until I lose.
I'm telling you that the situation is, if you're asking someone to have some remorse, they may or may not have it.
So for the rest of our relationship, I have to balance you defending me in conjunction with all the other things that go on in your life. When it comes to prioritizing people in his life, it's Monster. Then it's Kiowa's feelings. And I'm like, down here, it's 3. It took a really long time to feel like people had any of my interests at heart.
So, a lot. Okay, let me try to go down a couple things and then we can talk about it. So, first of all, having that discussion, and then I'll say MJ. I'll try to say MJ instead of Monster too, because I do think they're like, I don't know. I know it's their nickname for him. I'll just say MJ for the sake of just whatever. But MJ having to turn around because he was about to step into a very tense conversation about his mom. Then how Kimmi revealed that whenever Maurice makes plans about their family, he does not say Jalen's name. It is always Kiowa, MJ, and then Kimmi. And then, of course, in her confession where she's like, because I don't understand how we're married now. How is it still that your previous wife comes before me? I understand the child in a previous relationship. I do understand the child being up there. I get that. But now, if it wasn't Kimmi, it was just this other relationship with a second marriage, I do think it would be crazy that the previous spouse comes above who you're currently married to. Now, it's hard to look at this without seeing Kimmi, Maurice, and Kiowa because of how Maurice is and how Kimmi came in. But I'm just saying, if it wasn't their names, I don't know about that one. Especially all the time. I can see some compromises. I get that. Their situations, I get it. But that's your default that you think that's how it is. I do think that that's crazy. Lala, what do you think?
I agree with you, but I also think it's to do with their custody arrangement. He has to keep her sweet because I believe maybe she has full custody. I don't think they have split 50-50. I don't know why, but I could be wrong. I believe that she has full custody and he tries to keep her sweet by doing everything that she would like to be done. And that regardless of Kimmi's feelings, so Kimmi's feelings always come last. Because he's trying to make sure that he gets to see his kid, he gets to do this and this with her, because clearly he's not with that child all year round. He's probably with them summers, holidays and things like that. So I think he tries to keep the peace by just giving her what she wants and allowing her. But at what cost? At the cost of Kimmi.
Yeah.
So did you not sign up for this? Did you not have these discussions before you married this man? Did you not have actual, what is it going to be? How is this marriage going to work and benefit us as a family? She's talking about Jalen now, but why wasn't that spoken about before you got married? Why did it take this to make you realize, hold up, he doesn't even put my son in the picture with us?
Right. Seriously.
So that's a red flag right there.
Right. And I want to go to the scene where Maurice has the audacity to try to, especially looking back, to try to sit Jalen down about what his passions are when Maurice is a couch blob who, I'll say he tests well because he passed the bar. But he's a blob. He doesn't have direction as much as he tried to make people believe he had direction. So this was so crazy to know how Maurice really is and how lazy he is. Up to the point where his wife is ill and she's still begging him for help around the house and to help parent his own child, to tell Jalen about focusing and picking a passion and blah, blah, blah. So that's this clip next.
Maurice has called this meeting to talk about Jalen's future because he hasn't made any big moves since graduating college. Jalen gets up every day and makes his coin. So I don't see like the big issue, but I'm here to see how it goes.
So what we got going on over here?
Me and your mom, we have differences as far as opinion and viewpoints, right? She's done a specific way that's been highly successful for her. I developed a way that's been highly successful for me. I just see that you're in this unsure place. It's like in the dark, right? And ultimately, all we can do is offer you our opinions and our experience, right? Both of us want to guide you in the right direction and to propel you into wild success. Is there anything that is on the table for you that you get excited about? When you wake up, your mind is producing all of these ideas of what you can do.
I know it sounds bad. No, you don't want to hear it, but I don't have a passion for anything yet.
Imagine this. Let's just say that we take the money off the table, right?
Like right now, I need money to pay for real estate classes.
I'm saying that it's your life. That's the only reason why I'm telling you that your mom and me.
You keep saying it's my life, but
Yes.
then you keep trying to push me over to entrepreneurship.
No, I'm not.
I don't do it.
No, I'm not.
At the end of the day, it's his decision. I don't really understand how you just are being so persistent about this when you yourself have done multiple things.
You want to know why I
in
did
the
all those
process
things?
of trying to get it figured out?
You want to know why I was doing all those things?
Because you couldn't get it figured out.
Y'all are just.
That's where Kimmi's spirit, that when we talk about it, pops up every now and again, because she ain't wrong. She called out Maurice for them throwing things to the wall to see what sticks, because if you saw the deposition back in Zen Gardens, he and Marceau had these businesses. Then Maurice is just on the couch, almost started that podcast, because I think Kimmi had told Tisha she could use his podcast room. He never had a podcast, but he had the equipment. Then the infinity pools or whatever they did, and then he's hiding out at the hotels to study for the bar, which I'm pretty sure Kimmi provides a very quiet home. He could have studied for the bar in the house, but he had to be in the hotel room to study for a test. Don't understand that. And Kimmi, I'm mad at her for even having Jalen sit down and have this blob talk to him about passions. What are your thoughts, Lala?
This was his tactic to get Jalen out the house. The more he pushes him towards a career or something, the more this guy will have it figured out, and he'll be moving out the house. And then he can move his son in, and bam, his family can be, ready and prepared for him. This was not because he cared about Jalen. This was the fact that he was, putting his motion into work of moving Jalen out of the house and getting him into his career, so him and Kimmi can be with his other son and start their family. Because you can tell he don't care, especially if you're a hypocrite. You've been a potato on the couch for how many years? You just did the bar a couple of years ago. You've had numerous failed businesses. You also had a credit one that didn't go through because allegedly you weren't doing what you're supposed to do. So you can't go to a 21-year-old and tell him, have you figured it out yet? What a hypocrite at your age. You
Right.
haven't even figured it out yet. So I was glad that Mama Bear came out and she put him in his place, because you can see did you see the look she gave him?
Oh, she did. She looked at him like, yeah, I'm looking at you. Her eyes bucked out. Like,
Yeah. Like, say something. Go on.
yeah. Let me take this cover off. Because no, she looked at him like, say something. That's every now and again, this is when her spirit pops out. Like, I know I've been submissive, or what you think submissive should be, but right now, try to tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
This is Mama Bear. This is Mama Bear saying, I beg you to say I'm wrong.
Right. I don't think they're book smart either, Lies More Lies. I feel like in the sense of passing a high school test, yes. And I know Maurice passed the bar, but that's memorization. I'm so sorry. I'm just going to call that memorization for him. I don't even think that they're book smart, because we see how he tries some cases. So I don't know if he's book smart. He's something. He passing by. He getting by. But I can't even give that to him. But yeah, so this is just one of those sprinkles of where she pops out a little bit, but overall it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, her son still was talked to that way. He shouldn't even have the audacity to talk to Jalen about this topic, period, in my opinion. So we still see how she still gives in a way, but I did like to see at least a little pop out. But this is the part that I feel like it's gonna degrade. It's gonna go worse than this. That's like one of the last times we see her. Not the last, but one of the last times. And then let's go into this. I want to show not mostly for the conversation, but just want to recall your memory to when Maurice calls a meeting with Kiowa and is that her new husband? And he leaves her there. He tells her when she gets there, oh, I have to go. So that's why this is the scene's not so much about MJ playing football. It's the fact that Kimmi's the only one sitting at this table.
Maurice had gotten him in some kind of like intramural football over these last couple weeks with some 7-on-7s. And I don't know if he told y'all about the game, but they played in a Cam Newton football 7-on-7. They got to the championship, as a matter of fact, and then they had a little controversial calls. However, they did really well. They did really well. So he's been putting all that together with the fact that he's going to get to be able to play this summer with you. So Maurice teases him that you do.
Okay, I stopped it there because it's the fact that there's a pillow sitting beside Kimmi instead of Maurice. That's why I'm showing this clip. Lala, what are your thoughts?
I'm sorry. I will be mad. When he said I have to go. I have to go too. Why am I here?
Right, we both going. I guess
we're both going. You know what I mean? This ain't my ex-wife. This is your ex-wife. This ain't my problem. This is your problem. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't have sat there and let her talk to me any type of way. Like I wouldn't. I would have got up and said, okay, we both leaving. And you rearranged this for another time because you clearly knew they were coming. You knew they flew over and you still made plans knowing they were here. And as usual, I have to pick up your pieces. I have to be the bad guy. Nah, boo. We're going together. I would have got up and left.
That's it. There's no conversation to be had. Oh, you scooting your chair out? I'm scooting too. Bye, y'all. Guess we'll see you another time to have this.
Yeah. Facts.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. This is where I feel like, because this is leading up to when Kimmi had told Tisha, no, I would not be friends with you if we were not married to brothers. So first, though, this is Kimmi standing up to Wanda. So we're peeking out a little bit before, Kimmi just stops standing up to anybody. But here's Kimmi talking to Wanda.
Tell me what you see.
Okay.
Tell me what you see.
I don't see anything.
Of course you don't.
When me and you have an argument, I'm just talking to you.
Tell me what the you see.
A lot of.
Give me an example.
You do things with
Give
Kimmi
me
like this.
an example. If you cannot, stop talking about
Let me
it.
tell you something. I don't
Tell me
restore
one
things
thing
in my
I've done.
head. I don't restore things in my
Let me
head.
tell you
I
something.
know what I
When
say.
you come
When
to
I
me-
bring something to
When
you,
you come to
when
me,
I bring
you
something
need
to
to
you,
have an
I
example.
know what I'm talking about.
What is show
I
me?
didn't bring nothing to you.
Show me what
I
you're
bring
talking
nothing
about.
to you.
Show me what
Bring
you're
the
talking
air
about.
to you.
Show me
I'm
what
just letting the air out.
You ain't got
Then
to let
bring
out.
the air to you.
Until
you
you
blow
got
it up,
something to
and when
show
you
me-
blow it out, I let it
Until
out.
you got something
Okay,
to show
I'm
me,
done.
holler at me. Go
Game
get on.
over. Like I say, I like to shake a bone, and that's what I'm doing. Getting the hell on.
Please, let that go.
All right. So that's when Kimmi still has some of her spirit every now and again. And she kept it up until the reunion. Then I know, and Lala, do you think that or know that Maurice wore her down even more after that reunion? I will play that clip.
He did because Maurice is always going to be Team Tisha. I don't know his frustration with her, but he's always going to be her. It will always be her before Kimmi. But I'm proud of Kimmi for standing up for herself because Wanda, you can see, was just doing it for the scene. Because look at her laughing like a weirdo outside now.
Yeah.
Like a clown that you are.
Right. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. I'll take it off because this is.
Look at her. Look at that clown.
Yeah.
Look at her. Because she just did it for the scene. She wanted to wind up Kimmi. And then she goes running back to her daughter saying, well, your friend told me to F off. Damn right she did. Because you're chatting. You're chatting rubbish. You're not making sense. Tell me what I said that was rude about your daughter or about you. You couldn't do any of that. I know what I said. I don't store things in my head. I don't store... Get out of here. This woman is the buffoon.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Okay, let's get into... This is the last scene I have before we look at that reunion scene. But Tiffany and Martell say Kimmi was a side chick, and I believe Maurice is present in this scene as well. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit, but hold on, let me get there.
So, babe.
Okay, because they first have talks about these, I don't know, swimsuits or something. So hold on 1 second here. All right, yeah, they're all in the kitchen. I'm gonna get my stuff because Lord, I'm trying not to have copyright. All right, here we go.
No, I don't.
Get this stretch and like get ready. And
I try to know as little about babies as possible. That's what I got a wife for. My trusty wife handles all the babies.
see, you always take it too far. Oftentimes when people joke like how Marceau jokes, it really reveals what they're really thinking and how they really feel.
I ain't dealing with him tonight. He get drunk, he'll know how to act. I'm not dealing with him.
I don't know how Tisha has dealt with Marceau for 15 years.
I blame you.
What, getting him drunk?
This new Marceau. You moved to Huntsville. He wasn't that person.
Marceau was a
50 years ago, though.
Marceau was fat.
I know, right?
Marceau was 70 pounds heavier and no beard.
Where's Marceau?
He was shaking. He was shaking.
Oh, you don't want to joke.
No, that's a.
Oh, you don't want to joke.
I came down here.
Wait, what?
Y'all won't be able to see it, but Marceau is saying this was before Kimmi, and he's saying Maurice was in an effed up marriage, and then they're leading into Martell being the one and calling her a side chick, but Maurice is cheesing. He don't care.
Don't say that.
He said Reese is in a marriage.
And then Kimmi had to come steal you away.
Say that's his narrative.
No.
Kimmi saved him.
No, serious about Kimmi being a side.
Again. That's what Martell started. Okay, go ahead.
Stop talking. No one was stolen. I want to just clarify things for the new girl.
At the end of the day, it was convenient for Martell to spread the rumor that I was a side chick, simply so he could shift the focus from his own extramarital affairs. And I get it, because it was convenient, and it looked like it worked.
Okay, you want to bring up what I've done in the past. Don't forget, I mean, like, she was the same situation.
What you mean, the same situation?
She was the side chick.
Marceau, I need you to stop talking sometime.
Marceau's drunk ass knows that I was never a side chick. I don't know why Tiffany brought it up. I don't know where Tiffany got it from. I don't care if I'm in Las Vegas or Huntsville. It's not funny, Marceau.
Appreciate y'all inviting us out here to Vegas. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Martell, real talk, man. Dog, my heart goes out to you for the you're going through, but man, you handle that champ, dog.
But it is better on the other side, right, Bam?
It is better on the other side.
Or the second time around. I'm talking about the same person.
First time.
Reintroduction.
Right. Non-side chick-ish. No, I was saying, because you corrected me.
Because Martell, you're the one that started that rumor. Man, that was 2 years ago.
Even address Martell.
Let me make some clarity here for everyone. I have never been a side chick, and I'll never be a side chick.
Mother would never no side chick up in his mouth.
Pathetic.
I don't know where you're getting all your information from.
Let me tell you something. It's from Martell.
Your face.
It came directly from Martell. Hey, guys.
Martell's at an evil place in his life where he was telling lies to everybody.
He said he didn't stop
He did it with a straight face, though. Hey, Martell, what is a lie?
Martell, if I was you, I would take your mic off. Because I'm about to dunk your
It's him. It's Marceau.
Martell always points the finger at me.
What that lie about?
You said Kim was a side chick.
You the one told me she was a side chick. You was playing around, though. He the one said this.
Okay, we'll stop there. But I want to point out that because the chat said Basement Billy has called Kimmi a side chick, Marceau is calling Kimmi a side chick. Martell is saying he got it from Marceau. So two of Maurice's brothers are the ones that, if we go by that, they started the thing that Kimmi was a side chick. Kimmi also kind of admitted it the way, she said she slid in his DMs, talking about a haircut for her son and stuff. But it's very interesting that your brothers are the ones that definitely perpetuate, or your husband's brothers perpetuate you were a side chick. What are your thoughts, Lamh?
Also, I'm sorry, If I know I'm not the side chick, I would laugh and walk away. I ain't fighting you and your brothers and your friends about me being a side chick or not. If it's not true, you walk away, be like, F off. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, I ain't no side chick. You know I ain't, and you walk away. But her fighting that battle by herself while her so-called husband is sitting there laughing and joking and saying, hold up, don't disrespect my wife. She was never a side chick. She ain't no side chick.
Mm-hmm.
Get that, like, he never, look at oh my God, that man
Well,
hates her.
he hates her because you know how even if Nell was a side chick, I don't care what people stand on if she was or wasn't. Chris says, do not call my wife a side chick. Maurice does not say, do not call my wife a side chick.
Because he's okay with people disrespecting her. Because he disrespects her. That man hates that woman.
Mm-hmm.
He's only with her for financial stability. That's all it is.
Mm.
That's all it is, and you can tell. And the fact that you're going around in that swimming pool, going around hitting Martel, when your brother-in-law is saying you are, your husband's laughing and joking with you. Like, I'm sorry, I would have got up, packed my bags, and got on the next flight and filed for divorce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
on national television as well.
Yeah, you're not doing that to me. No.
Not today, not tomorrow.
And Indigo Girl said, I believe that all those brothers plan to use their wives to get ahead in life. They're lazy and are full of speeches. Yes. And also in that kitchen scene that we just watched, Maurice said that, or somebody said, I think Maurice said Marceau used to be 70 pounds heavier. And that was when he got with Tisha. So I think he thought that, and I'm not saying it pre-Love and Marriage Huntsville. So pre that, I'm not saying Tisha was not a catch, but I'm saying it sounds like he got with who he thought was the level he could get to at the time as well, which is why we see him not valuing Tisha either. Also, if y'all want, I do have a video titled "The De-Evolution of Marceau and Tisha" to show how he also berates her, brings her down, gaslights her and stuff like that if you're interested as well. I'll link it if you don't want to go look for it later, but that was one of my early videos when I first started my channel. But yeah. Okay, Lala, do you have any other thoughts? I'm sorry.
No, I just think this was her downfall. Like, the minute you have to protect yourself in front of a group while your man is sitting there is the minute that you've gone downhill and you have no respect for yourself.
Right. I'm gonna speed this next one up because it's a little longer. This is when Kimmi is straight out asked, would they be friends? Would she be friends with Tisha? Okay, so I'll play it and I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit.
So you two are obviously family and you're married to brothers. It's pretty evident that this relationship has been fractured. So where did things go wrong in your relationship? Let me start with you, Kimmi.
I feel like the fact that I was friends with Melody during a time when they were at Discord was a problem.
Mel was trying to destroy my marriage.
Okay, let's be clear.
She was starting rumors. She was sending stuff to bloggers. Kimmi know every single thing
and
she
I got
did.
a lot of stuff that I can say that you did, Tisha.
I didn't do it. I didn't do
okay,
anything,
that's
Mel.
fine.
If you don't want to take ownership, Mel,
no,
that's the past.
I did not take ownership. I
I'm
said
just answering the question. But I expected from my friend and my sister.
I have had conversation with both of them in her face and in her face and asked Melody at the time they were having their issues to stop talking about stuff. She knows that in her face.
That was the one time in Gatlinburg when Mel was like,
no, it was more than one time. No, it was more than one time. It was more than one time. So stop, because it was more than one time.
I don't know the other time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, because I'm about to help you. Because it's on TV, so pipe down and let me say what I'm going to say.
Don't talk to me like that. I'll come down and let you hear what you,
Tisha, just stop talking. That's the problem. You talk so much, you don't listen to what somebody's trying to tell you.
For here on out. Go ahead, Kimmi.
Golly.
Okay.
One time was in Gatlinburg. The other time was on Melody's back porch. They had a conversation about they both was lying. Tisha said, well, can we just stop telling the lies? Melody says yes. I said, so we're not going to say stop telling lies. Whether you think it's true or not, can you just stop talking about it? I said that in her face. I remember that. And I said that in her face. But because y'all didn't play it on TV, some kind of way, I don't never check mail. But this is why I say on TV, I just don't think I can live up to her expectation.
It's not an expectation. I go hard for my friends. I go hard for my friends.
You feel like you go hard for Kimmi and Kim doesn't go hard for you.
That's a lie.
I go hard for all of my friends. And I expect the same thing from my friends.
I've given you 27 examples since I met Tisha. She does not go hard.
When have I not went hard for you, Kimmi?
When have you, Tisha?
Ooh.
When Maurice proposed to you instantly, I want to throw this for you. I want to do that. I was a great friend. You didn't have to ask me for anything.
And ain't
You
nobody
didn't
say
have to
that
do
you
anything.
didn't
So what I'm
plan
saying, when I
my
need my
bridal
friends to be
shower.
there for me, I needed you at that moment, and you wasn't there. And I said that to you, but you want
And
to be
Tisha,
defending
for
to me.
what
Oh,
you
Tisha's
want-
spoiled.
You are spoiled.
Are you spoiled?
I am spoiled. Yes, yes. But I've been called all type of. I can say things about them on the show. I've never called them out of
Tisha,
their
oh
name
my God.
or
The only
anything.
reason I ever said anything about you is because I listened for a whole season about you and your mama dragging me. And
No,
I didn't
you
say
listened
nothing
to
about
me.
you,
I
your
didn't
bad
drag you.
attitude, or
And
your
then when my
selfishness.
mama said something
And
about
it's
you, I
driving me
defended her
crazy
then
because
too.
I've waited
Absolutely.
a long
Yes.
Hold on,
time.
Tisha, baby. Hold on a
Yes,
second.
absolutely.
One thing about Kimmi is, regardless if you're a friend or foe, she knows the difference between right and wrong. Is Tisha too immature to handle the conversations that you really want to have with her?
I'm not going to use the word immature. I think Tisha, that's just not the world that she lives in.
I don't like them being like this. And that's because I saw them when I met them. I saw them in a much, much better space.
Well, let me ask you this. Is Tisha the type of woman you would be friends with if y'all weren't related?
No, because I don't have that kind of energy. I just don't in life.
Does it break your heart to hear that?
No, I mean, that's how she feels. That's how she feels. If she wouldn't be my friend, we don't have to be friends. We can just be family. We can keep moving
I'm
like that.
saying, I mean, you see the whole energy. We can't be friends. We'll be friends.
You said no. So I'm replying to what you said.
It was a hypothetical
You
question.
said that. But my thing
I
is, as
understand.
a friend, if a friend tell you, hey, you hurt me, or I expected you to be here for me in this moment, and if you can't be like, okay, girl, I'm sorry, I dropped the ball, or whatever, you have to come back at me to tell me how I should have felt, then no, I wouldn't want a friend like that either.
That pains me to hear that, and that's coming straight from my heart. And it's my hope that you two can find your way. And I understand what happens when family gets involved, especially your mother, who has very strong convictions about Kimmi. But when we get back, speaking of mothers, we're going to bring out our favorite mamas when we return. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville Reunion.
All right, Lala, what are your thoughts?
Tisha's just a big dummy. She thinks if she overtalks somebody, she's actually right. You're not right. There's numerous scenes where you and your mother dogged Kimmi out. There's a scene with her and what was her name? Maurice's ex-wife?
Kiowa.
Kiowa, where Kiowa's dogging Kimmi and Tisha's there giggling.
Yeah.
But she wants something that she doesn't give to others.
Right.
She wants backup. She wants support. She wants you to stand up for her. You don't do any of that for Kimmi. So Kimmy's right. Like, why would you want to be friends with someone that you have to spend so much energy into reassuring them every time, yet they don't do nothing for you? Friendship is about balance.
Right.
It's about give and take. And there's no give with Tisha. It's all about take, take, take. So I agree with Kimmi on this. Like, for real, I agree with her because
This was the
I would
realest,
not,
rawest-
she could never be my friend. That
Yeah.
one could never be my friend. Hell no.
Right. Hell no. Right. This was the realest, rawest we had before. This is the decline is coming now for sure. Because now it's not even what's happening in your household. It's now that you are forced to be friends and up under Tisha. Like, it's Kimmi, girl, I mourned this. I did mourn this because, also she admitted in the other reunion, Melody, we did talk about you coming clean, being honest. We used to talk about you. She was really just like getting away from. She went back and forth, which of course is why Wanda didn't like her, because she was like, I'm owning up to my stuff. Yes, we did do this. Tisha wants her to just continue to lie about that they didn't do anything, and they just don't understand what the backlash is for and all this other stuff. And man,
that was her get back though. That was Kimmy's get back from watching the scene with Kiowa and seeing all these things that were said about her. So that was Kimmy's get back. It wasn't her conscience of telling her, tell the truth, do the right thing. No, that was her get back at Keisha.
That is
Tisha, sorry.
I agree with
So
that.
I don't give her the praise or finally she woke up. No, that wasn't wake up. That was her get back.
Yeah, I agree. Well, now let's look at. I'm pretty sure this is after they found out about the Atlanta trip. I think when Maurice tried to pretend like he wasn't there, and Marcel was like, "You were there too." I think this is after that, and Melody's asking Kimmi about, so you don't think Maurice ever cheated or whatever. So we're gonna look in that because this is the delusion that Kimmi lives in, and she puts it off on just because Martell cheated on Melody doesn't mean everybody cheats, and doesn't mean everybody cheats. But girl, your husband enjoys hanging out with. Come on now, he getting hotel rooms to study for a bar. Like, let's stop playing. Okay, here we go.
Kimmi!
what's up, girl?
Hey, love bug.
Oh, this is cute. Hey, you look pretty.
Babies, what are you?
How you doing?
I'm really good. How you been?
Wonderful. God
You look
is good.
wonderful.
God is good, honey. I feel blessed, favored, and listen, wake up happy every day.
You look all glowy like.
Yeah, I'm loving this red.
You like that?
I love it, girl.
They said red had
Kimmi,
more
that's
fun.
it, baby. Yeah, that's it, baby. That's it. It looks so good with your skin tone.
Oh, well, thank you.
It does. So, girl, what's been going on? How is Maurice?
Well, the guys went to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So even when the guys went to Atlanta and Maurice was telling me all the stuff that happened in Atlanta, I was like, well, the first guy's trip ain't go that great. So did this one go a little bit better? So all of them were like, this one went a lot better.
So can I ask you a question, Kimberly? Sure. Kimberly Scott.
Yes.
When your husband says that he's going out of town with Martell, that don't make you ever think or feel no kind of way? Considering the past and the history.
It doesn't, you know, man. Like, I trust my husband. I was like okay with the trip. I think guys need guy time, but if I can't trust my husband to take a guy's trip, then we like in a bad place.
It's like who the guy you going with?
It kind of feels like because of the situation Melody is getting out of, she kind of thinks everybody cheats. Like, she thinks everybody's cheating. Everybody ain't cheating, girl. Like, everybody ain't cheating.
They supposedly had like a great time down there. Maurice was saying how Martell did a wine reveal. Did you know he's coming out with a wine?
I heard about it. I don't know nothing about it, but I heard about it.
Oh, well, yeah. Maurice said it turned out pretty good for that part of it. Maurice was saying that he named the wine after his grandmother. And I thought that was kind of cool. So in his presentation, you know, he talked about his grandma. His uncle was there. He said his uncle was there.
All right. So for now, the scope is about Kimmi and Maurice, but Kimmi tries to reflect it back to Melody. Like, Melody's happy though. She doesn't care if y'all stay in y'all marriages. She's just like, do y'all want open eyes or not open eyes? And Kimmy's like, I want my eyes closed. That's, you know what I mean? But to say it's just because, that's not it, Kimmi. Lala, what are your thoughts?
The lies, the lies, the lies. Boo, you met your hubby cheating. What are you talking about?
Right.
Now everybody cheats. He was cheating with you. You were the side chick, allegedly. So what are you talking about? Sometimes I just want to get the mirror and let them look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Babes, you are the side chick. Your husband been cheating, and he was cheating with you with his other wife.
Right.
Okay, let's keep it real.
And
so
then
for her, it's just to say face trending. That's all it is. And she wants to refer back to Melody, make it out like Melody's the, depressed, paranoid ex-wife that thinks everybody cheats because her husband got caught cheating. Your man been cheating. The difference is you're okay with it. And I'm going to get back to this later on in other clips. I don't want to
I know where you're
say
going
it right now,
wait.
but I want to get back to it because there's a reason why I'm going on this path.
Yes. And I just want to say, when he was threatening, if anybody talks about that topic again, and the topic is orgies, if anybody brings that up, but he's the one that brought it up. He said he slept with like how many women in one night, one time? Somebody with that, I'm going to go alleged addiction at that point is not just with one woman. Oh God, we're going to get to the clips, but yeah, no, Kimmi, girl. And then I know where you're going and I'm trying not to say it because we're going to get there when we get there. Okay, this is where Kimmi and Tiffany talk about gender roles. And so we get an insight into how Kimmi is in her household with Maurice.
I think when it comes to spending time, it has to be intentional. Like, it legit has to be intentional. You pick a day, you pick a time, and regardless of hell or high water, you do that day and that time. For us, it was helpful. And we call it date night. Like, literally. And when his classes change, we had to change the day. When his work schedule changed, we had to change the day. But we still tried to do date night. Even if it's small, like even if it's at home, even if it's dinner, we still try to do date night. I'm huge in the fact that when people say this is an issue for me, that I want to try to fix
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
Right. I'm big in that department.
So who handles all of the house duties? Who's doing all the laundry? Who's doing all the cleaning? That's you, that's him, those are shared?
No, ma'am. I do that.
Oh, yeah. So
Maurice is a very big gender type. Man does this. I make money. You make bed. No, really, he is. He's just like Marceau. He's just not as vocal about it as Marceau is. Yeah. So no, that's me. I'm the house cleaner. I'm the cooker. I'm the laundry. I'm the keeper.
Are those expectations?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have that mindset a little bit. I grew up.
Okay, they're gonna talk about other stuff after that. And Kimmi is asked about cheating, and she said cheating is a deal breaker for her. Obviously, I don't believe that. How could we believe that cheating is a deal breaker for her when it comes to Maurice? It's physically, theoretically impossible then, because y'all should be not together anymore. But that's what she says about her gender roles, and Maurice will ride that through her cancer journey too.
And how can that be when, real talk, you're the one that brings in the money? Like, if you're talking about gender roles, I'm bringing in the money.
So she has to be the housekeeper, the breadwinner, the therapist, the I'm gonna say bed wench, everything. Like, where is the gender roles then?
That's what I want to know, because you clearly ain't making no money. What are you talking about? I go out and make money and bring money. What money are you bringing in?
Money.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm questioning everything about, like, these clips are making me question this woman's mental stability, to be honest with you. I'm really baffled about the way her mind works, because I'll be damned. And I'm sorry, you want me to cook, clean, and do all of this and still sleep with you and, bring it now. Listen, if I'm the breadwinner, best believe I'm going to have cleaner and a chef on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything will be done, because if you really talk about gender roles, it don't matter if it's my money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it.
Right. What are we?
You ain't gonna question me. You know what? Like, I'm not understanding her thought process. I'm really like, the more I'm watching, the more I get disgusted with her.
Yeah. Yes. And oh my gosh, there was one more thing. Oh, and then another thing he wore her down on is she wasn't interested in real estate. She loved her nursing job to the point where her people she was leaving was like, Kimmi, are you sure? Like, Kimmi, like, this don't seem like you actually want to retire or be done with nursing. Like, it was hard for her to leave, but she did. He wore her down and she left her nursing.
He wore her down, definitely. And he did that so he could put all of the things in her name, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was another tactic that he was using against her, just to put everything in her name. But she was, like I said before, she's really high up in her career. And that's why she really didn't want to leave. And also later on, I don't know if we have a clip for it, but we'll find out later on how detrimental that was for her leaving too, in terms of her health, in terms of her insurance and things like that.
Insurance lapsed. I don't have that clip, but you're right. He did that, and her insurance lapsed where she would have regularly had that mammogram. You're right.
Yep.
Goodness. All right, here's the next one. This one's called How Often Should You Have Sex?
It's never enough.
We can do it.
I don't even think that's like a whole long conversation. It's never enough. It's never going to be enough. Like, literally, you can get done at 8 o'clock, roll over, take a bath, and at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's never enough.
But he's saying he's frustrated about it. Like, he's not getting like weeks or months at a time. Like,
Yeah, I mean, y'all don't have this conversation with your kids about sex? Yeah. About how often you should have sex? No, like, that's not the scenario for me. It's like, don't just go into it. Don't be sticking yourself anywhere with anyone. Like, actually have a relationship. Like, everybody has a little girlfriend. Like, it's just your little girlfriend. Y'all just in high school. It ain't that serious. So don't try to turn it into something else. But also, I was a teen mom. So the reality of it is, like, obviously, David, I had sex early. You don't need to follow in my footsteps. And the same thing, me and baby daddy sat down with David and we're like, we understand in both sides of the family, like, it happened early. Big Dave, his parents, both sides of the parents, like, everyone had babies early. I am way cute to be a grandma.
So yeah, I am mom. Well, no, I can't say young. My daughters are young, so I definitely have not talked to sex about them. And
if
Marcel
you can drive,
the
we need to be having a conversation.
Marcel handles the situation with MJ. So
I let Maurice handle that with Monster. However,
okay, I'm not gonna play this whole one because I don't know if she gets more into what he desires. So we're gonna go into Maurice realizes sex is not a means to an end. Then we'll share our thoughts.
He's got a different level of sex drive than you. You also have a different level of active responsibility, which cuts back on her availability to be present with you. Now, the other thing too is the more you do with her, the more you embrace her as a person and not just a partner to have sex with.
Is that it? Did he hit the nail on the head with that one?
What?
The more that I embrace you as a person, not a sexual partner, the more that I'll get sex.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
Oh.
It's not the more you'll get sex. It's the more you embrace her as a person.
It's how it makes me feel.
Yeah,
which emotionally for women,
translate into getting what you want.
Yeah.
Listen, sweetheart.
Bye, babe.
I'm gonna get better.
So you're telling her that with a deep sense of sincerity, though, right?
100%.
You catch that, the sincerity?
I feel like even when we have premarital counseling, we've had these conversations before. It sounds wonderful, and then it just doesn't quite happen.
Sex as an act of sharing the self with each other, not just giving somebody something, but it is the sharing of the self.
It should be more of like a bonding experience. Ultimately, I shouldn't look at sex as a means to an end or whatever, right? I gotta look at it more holistically as you as a person.
Sex is never just about the happy ending, right? Or the climax, or I'm ready to go to sleep afterwards. It's never just about that. There's also that you can do it again. Okay, it's about the connection and the bond. It's really about the connection and the bond. It's really about the connection and the bond.
Listen, it's been a long day.
This show has shown.
But listen, I really appreciate the time that you just take to sit down and just talk this stuff out, okay? It's growth producing. It will help both of you to understand each other and to understand the self and have a different appreciation for each other. So I just want to thank you.
One last question, Doc.
Yeah.
Can we also compartmentalize it? Like sometimes we want to have the bond and other times we just want to use it as exercise, right? If we want to burn off a couple of calories.
Maurice, man, you put up with this thing all day.
I'm sorry, what was that? This whole conversation was absolutely diabolical, in my opinion.
It is. And before you go on, I was muted. I muted myself. Winter, welcome to my channel. It's nice to see you. I think it's my first time seeing you over here. I am glad to have you, and I agree with your comment. All right, Lala, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's absolutely diabolical, that conversation. He was talking to her like she's a tool, and he's there to
She's a
just,
treadmill.
yeah, like she's just there for him to wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And he's making it into a joke. I've noticed when men make something into a joke, they're really serious about it, but they make it into a joke for you to see it as a joke. So later on, when they do it, but I did tell you though.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Say it right. They're gonna be like, well, I did say it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very it's very harmful the way he thinks and the way she just stood there mute again and just shaking her head. But I do feel like, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but from their relationship and the way we see things, I feel like he's been telling her before he married her that this is what he expects. He expects sex a few times a day. You know what I mean? I think he explained all of that to her, but he's forgetting that because she's a few years older than him, you know, like her feelings and the need and want for it decreases more than his,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
I feel like he forgot that, and he still doesn't care about that part about her because this is an agreement that they made and she has to stick to it regardless. And I think that's very disgusting.
Yeah.
It seems like she is just a bedmate and nothing else.
She is, and not even a bed mate. She is a breathing blow up doll at this point.
Yeah.
And I know he does not. There's no way he also seeks for her to get pleasure in this. There's no way.
You can tell she doesn't, because if she did, wouldn't you want it more? Wouldn't you want it more? And like she said, like the more you show me appreciation and you do things, like women go off emotions, right? So the more a man shows you how much he loves you and values you and does things for you, like you know, buys you flowers or gives you a hand massage or a foot massage, things like that will make you want to go and sleep with your husband and give him a good time, right? But when you just think I'm just a bedmate and you just grab me, bam, 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 and go keep moving, why would I want to sleep with you? Because I'm not getting anything out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why she's really unhappy, because he shows her every day he does not care about her. As long as she does what he wants her to do, he's okay with their relationship. And she's unhappy. She got the hard end of the stick. And you can tell it's draining her, because the way he's laughing at things and it's making her uncomfortable, but she can't say nothing because, again, that's her husband, and she doesn't want to be looking like that wife that doesn't stick by her husband, even though it makes her look like a fool.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a lot of this is going to, okay, so now let me see here. Hold on. I want to make sure I get to the one. Okay, this is post where they had the first interview with Carlos King. So they had that. Then they tried to clean it up on Fox Soul. So then this is after that aired and Kimmi is talking to Maurice.
What do you mean don't look at you? This is like your project. You
It's
and
not
your brother.
really. It's like it's his project, but I'm kind of managing him in the project while I kind of hired the project manager so that I don't have to manage it.
Your project manager needs to manage it.
Oh, wait, I played the wrong one. Hold on. We're still going to finish this one. Then after this one is the one after those two interviews where he said, I commend her for rolling over and taking it, basically.
Yeah, I need your assistance as far as picking out. Don't. I need your assistance picking out like all of the little trinkety things and all that stuff, because that takes too much time. Yeah, it does. Like trying to make stuff pretty is going to take a lot more time, and I don't have much time.
I need the basics done. Like I'm working my ass off to get the place full. By the time we have to, what? Only got 2 left. Yeah, these back 2. But it's coming along nice. It looks nice. So I still have to have time to get it cleaned and properly ready.
That's why if he gets the doors in and everything, like you said, by Wednesday, then the paint and everything else can be done in the next couple of days. They could clean the upstairs and everything will be set for upstairs. And then the only thing that we have to focus on is, there's 2 units downstairs that need to be finished in order for tenants to move in. Everybody else, 3 units that need to be finished downstairs in order for everybody to move in.
Okay, so first of all, Don Don's comment. Let me see. Don Lala, make sure we're not going to miss this comment. Don Don says, I will tell y'all, I sent Maurice one of them blow up dolls links and tell him to stop playing with Kimmi. It was an Amazon link for $5. Seriously.
Don Don is a G.
Yes.
I have been laughing so much after that comment. I could not stop. I'm actually crying of laughter.
You're not lying though, Don Don. Like for real. Oh gosh. This clip, before we get into the one where she said you didn't protect me, but then it gets into she still, even within this clip I'll play where she said you didn't protect me or whatever, it gets into her trying to please him again. It's the decline of everything with Kimmi. But with this particular scene, this is another gender role one where Maurice could have taken charge, but he's a blob. He's not going to do anything. So he puts it back on her. And there's one that I don't have the clip of, but where she asked him like to do something to be handy. She's like, I thought you would be more handy. And he doesn't want to do that. He's like, I'm a lawyer, whatever he says. And it's just like, she gets nothing out of this except she wanted a piece of paper and a ring. She got that, but that's it. She gets nothing from this relationship with Maurice. Do you have any thoughts, Lala?
I think it's sad. I really, really think it's sad. And I want to deep dive into it, but I know we've got a lot of clips to go through. But I think it's so sad that you place I'm not saying marriage is material, I'm not, but I'm saying that there's accomplishment for Black women to be married. Even though it shouldn't be, because we in the Black culture been getting married regardless. It's always been happening. It's never this whole baby mama situation. That's just recent years, right? Black people have been getting married. They've been in successful marriages of over 30 years. It's not new. But because of the decline in Black people getting married, there's an emphasis on now black. I'm a married black woman. That shouldn't be something that should be on a list to achieve.
Right, right.
It's not a success. You're not successful because you got married.
It could be
That's a joining of unions. That's coming together in love.
Yes.
You understand? That's something else that was divine, that's written by God for you. It's something that is to add to your life, not take away from your life. A partnership is always to add. And I just feel like she lost that part of her because she got to an age where she thought it would never happen for her. And because it did, she has to hold on to it. And that is a thing. It's sad. It's about loneliness. Loneliness is a disease, and it can eat you up, and it can really break you down. And unfortunately for her, it broke her down to the point that she thinks it's okay to accept this kind of life and this kind of man and this kind of treatment.
I agree. I'm gonna go to our next clip. This is post them trying to fix that horrible interview, but there's no fixing. And Kimmi, this is actually this is the timestamp when Kimmi did the Fox Soul interview. That was when I had lost my windmilling arms for Kimmi because she told us to shut up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna shut up. And and plus also that Kimmi does delight in the misery of other women going through things, which is unfortunate. So the combo of those things, but that was my last straw. But here's the Love and Marriage Huntsville scene after her family had to call and check on her.
What do you mean don't look at you? This is like your project. You
It's
and your
not
brother.
really. It's like
Shoot, I keep hitting the wrong one. Is it not? Hold on.
All of that foolishness that you felt like was no big deal at one particular time has blossomed into a whole forest of big deal. Because my husband is all over the internet about having sex with his wife with cancer.
what Kimmi is doing is admirable as a spouse. To roll over and suffer through it, I look at it as her standing by me while I'm standing by her. There's a difference between wants and needs. I'm a person who actually needs sex, not a person who wants sex.
Why do you need sex?
I need sex like Carlos needs mess.
It was hella disrespectful and it doesn't protect me. And now I have to answer questions from my mother?
Yeah, I didn't think about the collateral damage. To me, it was like, if I just apologize to my wife.
So now you gotta apologize to my mother. Maurice owes my family an apology. More so because a lot of times he'll have this perspective of it was a joke or I was trying to be funny and it did not land at all. It had collateral damage. The collateral damage is my family having to go through the turmoil of making heads or tails of what's really happening at the house. And my mama don't play that. This is what the therapist said. 5 minutes. We've literally talked for about 20. So see, this is 2.
All right. I'm not playing the rest of that because that's where she goes back into it doesn't matter. Maurice is gonna keep doing what he's doing to you.
Listen, this was really disheartening.
Yeah. A little bit of truth came out, and then she settles right back into the place that she's used to. For whatever reason, she doesn't feel worth it to not have to go through this. And we understand this is the bed she's made and she's lying in it. Me and Lala just had to get our thoughts out, basically.
Yeah. And also, can you just if you can, just play the clip where he looks at her. I just need you to play that.
Where he looks at her about rolling over and stuff.
No. When she's talking about like they had their discussion and he looks at her and he says something like, I have to apologize to you. Just play the clip where he looks at her.
It's in this part. It's gonna come.
Yeah. It should be here. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, after this. Yeah.
Okay.
It was hella disrespectful and it doesn't protect me. And now I have to answer questions from my mother?
Yeah, I didn't think about the collateral damage. To me, it was like, if I just apologize to my wife.
That look.
Do you know what that look means?
What does that look?
You signed up for this. You knew I was a sexually active man and that needed it a few times a day. You knew it. And because I said it, you're mad. You're mad because you look like a clown. You're mad because I disrespected you. But why had I disrespected you when you've been knowing I'm a type of man that not wants sex but need it? Look at that look trending.
Yeah. And this part, let me play it where his neck rolls. Like
Yeah.
the whole demeanor.
To my wife.
So now you got
You see it? Like,
Yeah.
how can you not?
To me, it was like, if I just apologize to my wife.
It's like, why are you playing up for the cameras? Like, allow me, like, stop this because you're playing up for the. You've been knowing
Why
what
are
we
we
signed
talking
up
about
for.
from the cameras? Like, you don't already know what it is.
Yeah. And that's the look at the body language, her putting her hands on her hips to say, you best go along with this because you're not going to clown me. It's too late to be clowned because you are the clown. And the only thing that's missing is the wig and the costume.
Yeah. And let's set the record straight again. Kimmi, we did not make fun of and I say we collectively in the sense of anybody you have tried to group in this, we didn't make fun of your cancer journey appearance. Your husband did. And we got onto his behind about what he was saying when he was standing there by that Jeep saying, well, she didn't have any hair for the wind to run through and all this other stuff. That was your husband. We did not make fun of your appearance. Why would we do that? We were saying, why are you allowing this man to do this to you? And you are in a life-threatening situation. But I'm talking as if Kimmy's listening right now. I know you have to ignore it for your numbness survival, but we didn't do that. That was your husband, Maurice, that did that.
And it's what she, again, is doing, trending, is deflecting because she can't go at him. So she goes and says, the fans said this. No, the fans were praying for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because people are not heartless. Cancer is a deadly disease and nobody wishes that on anybody. I'm not a fan of you, but did I pray for you? Yes, I did. I pray that you overcome it and you wise up in your life and then you do what's best for you in your mental state and your health.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I prayed for her. But nobody, in my opinion, collectively from the areas that I go into in YouTube, nobody was praying on her downfall about cancer. Nobody was. No one was making fun of her but her dusty ass husband.
Exactly.
He's the one that didn't protect her. It's not our job to protect you because you put your life on reality TV for us to comment and give our views on, right? And we gave our views to you and you didn't like it. But your husband's the start of it, not us. You can't deflect on us because you can't get to your main problem, which is him.
Yes.
So that's why I lost all sympathy, everything for her when she turned around and blamed it on the fans when it's nothing to do with us.
It was not us. It wasn't us.
Nope.
So now we're getting into I wish I had titles, but I don't have context, but I saved it, so it's a reason I saved this clip. So we'll watch this one.
What's going on with your treatments? Are you gonna have the surgery? Like, what's the time frame? A month, 2?
Oh, I remember now. Okay, I'm playing this to show Melody wants to support her post chemo or her getting the free and clear type diagnosis. I'm so sorry, I'm not familiar with a lot of things when it comes to cancer, but it was a celebration and she had to shush Mel from saying the word party because Maurice did not want to do a party because it would be too much on her, but it was okay for her to clean after his son, be the disciplinarian of his son, do everything for his son and him because he's a big kid too. He's a blob. But when it came to just going to a little something to celebrate a milestone in her health journey, it's too much. That's why I'm playing this. I remember now.
That a surgery is like in a week or 2. And that's what we were having the conversation about when you came in. Because I felt like getting past chemo was a milestone.
And it is. And it is. And it is.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I told him initially, I was like, I wanted to have a party.
Oh, we gonna have a party?
Wait. See, you can't act like that though. Because that's what's getting me in trouble. He doesn't think a party is a cutback.
I think that we kind of need to chill a little bit because this is only 1/3. You just got past chemo. We got surgery coming next. And then after that, then you have radiation. And if you don't rejuvenate, then what?
I'm trying to find a middle to where he gets what he wants, I can get what I want in the best interest of my health.
Well, if you tell me what you want, girl, I'll plan the party for you now and put it together.
On this journey, this cancer journey that I've been on, Melody has been a really good friend. And I can appreciate it because we haven't always seen eye to eye.
Y'all can check yourselves.
I don't gotta check.
Wow. A conversation over.
But we've gotten closer. We've definitely gotten closer, and I consider Melody a good friend. But the elephant in the room, I'm gonna invite everybody. And I wouldn't want you to feel some kind.
All right. You already know where she's going with that invite everybody stuff, but I just wanted to point out that would take too much of her energy to have someone celebrate her. Lala, what are your thoughts?
Listen, this scene right here shows you that he didn't care about her getting better, because she's right in what she said. Passing chemo is very critical. To pass that and to come out the other end, and the cancer, I don't know if the cancer was gone at that time, but they give you a diagnosis of what happens next, like what happened to the cancer. And I think she was happy. You can see the happiness on her face is because maybe the cancer cells decreased and it's gone down dramatically, so the surgery won't be that big impactful, if you know what I mean. So she was happy. What does he do? He cuts her joy. That's a bit too much. Why is it a bit too much?
Right.
She wants to celebrate overcoming something that was so damaging, detrimental to her. Why is it too much?
Right. Why does her friend at the time, why does Melody come over to the house and see she needs a little bit of housekeeping service to help her out, a little chef service to help her out? Why did Melody have to observe that? Because you're not filling in the gap for your wife.
Because you don't care. I don't want to be those, the conspiracy theories, but I'll be honest with you, this is kind of giving me like, God forbid, I don't care if something happens to her kind of thing. You know what I mean?
No, I get it. He's probably
like piling on top of her, and bam, she combusts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do. And especially with his name being intertwined and all of the things that she established, I'm not going to say I'm sure. My opinion is that there are multiple life insurance policies at this point on Kimmi. I know that it's practical to have it, but as someone that is literally tearing down her fragile health at one point, I don't like how Maurice moves in a relationship to Kimmi. And I don't like a lot of things that Kimmi did. I just also, again, we're making the observation if you came in late, just how he's literally draining her financially, in our opinion, health.
He's breaking her up pieces by pieces. And as a woman, I may not like you, but as a woman, I can have feelings for you. I can have sympathy for you. I can really look into what you're going through and feel like this is not right. I may not like you, but I don't agree with what's been happening to you. We're not evil people. And as a viewer, I don't like what's happening to her. I feel like he's chipping away at the pieces slowly at her, and she's slowly changing into someone we don't recognize.
Yeah.
And she's losing herself. Like, not only physically is cancer draining physically, but mentally on the side, she has a husband that is on blogs, disrespecting her, on TV, disrespecting her. She has her family saying, what the hell are you married to? And how you've been living like this, we don't know. Her peaceful place that she's meant to go and recover and recuperate from her battle with cancer at home is in chaos because he expects her to clean and cook and everything while she's still sick and recovering. Where is she meant to find her peace?
Yeah.
That's what's worried me as a viewer watching it, because I felt like, where does she go?
Right. I don't see, and I'm not even being funny. I don't see the emotional support dog anymore. Like,
no, I don't either.
I think that was one of her ways to try to get outlet. Here for Hot Tea said, that's how I feel, shaking my head. I feel like he was preying on her downfall. Maurice was not helping that lady, but stressing her. It's so sad to watch before our very eyes. And we really are. This is a course of years of seeing this.
Yeah. And we me and Trending, the reason why we did this is because our conversation, it really highlighted that no matter who you are or where you are or what you're going through, your downfall could be your like the person that you think you're married to, that you think you're in love with, is actually your enemy. And
Yeah.
he's ruining you slowly. And he's chipping at the pieces of her that there's nothing left of her. And I just wanted to highlight how it starts off slowly, but
Mhm.
gradually becomes bigger and bigger. That's what I wanted to highlight with Kimmi, how she's changed over the years
Mhm.
to the person that she is now that none of us can recognize or like.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say I think I have. I'm narrowing it down to 3 clips left. 3 clips left. One of her in the car with Maurice. I have to talk about one because I don't have the clip. But do you also remember when she was saying her doctors said the medication also lowered her desire for sex, and he said you don't think it's just mental? To still get past that barrier to have her do what he feels like she should be able to do, and for her to have the fear of him cheating, because I'm sorry, she does, and that's why she continues to go ahead and give her body over to him, because she doesn't want his eyes to turn another way, but they're going to turn either way. It's going to happen. It's already probably happened.
I know that scene. I think they went for the bike ride, right?
Bike ride. Yep.
Yeah, they went for the bike ride and she talked about what her doctor said, and he goes to her, "Are you sure it's not mental?"
Yep.
Man, I want to see you go through
scientific.
cancer and still see if you can get it up and do what you want to do.
But I do have, I don't have that scene. I don't have that one, but I want to show them in the car again talking about, I don't know if they called it bike riding in this scene, but talking about the sex again.
Conversations about more sex before we had a situation. So for it to be less sex because of the situation, I know that's got to affect you.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, I want you around. That's it.
Honestly, babe, pretty much the sex we've had is for you. Because in that moment, it's not like I'm waking up like horny, like want me to get some. I know that you need some. You know
So
what
you're
I'm saying?
forcing yourself.
I'm not forcing. I'm just not getting the same thing out the deal that I used to.
That's sad.
That's so sad. And you are forcing yourself.
You are.
Again, who is she trying to convince? Herself or us?
Right.
Like, for real, you are being forced because you're not physically able to do that activity yet because he wants you doing it. And also, she's not scared about him stepping out. I'll be honest with you. My opinion on these two is that she gives him permission to cheat and cheat discreetly, in my opinion. She's
Yeah.
okay with it as long as she doesn't know, because she's not there physically for him to do that. And I think they only talk about the sex scenes, things like this, because they have no other storyline. Look at the way he looks at her. I want you to be here. If you did, you wouldn't be trying to stick it in me every few minutes.
Right. You would not treat me this way in all parts of our relationship if you wanted me to be here. There's no way that's what you want. Your mouth is saying that for now.
Your body language is saying something else.
Yeah.
And your actions as well. Like, I'm sorry, but the way she's looking at him, just trying to say, I'm not forcing it. Then what are you doing then? Because you're not enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, it's forceful.
Yeah.
You're doing it because you have no choice. That means you're being forced.
Exactly. And Chi, this is also where Lala and our conversation went over the phone and then to publicly to y'all, was that stress does lead to disease. That was another thing. So the factor of stress in cancer, that's a direct correlation. And look who her son wasn't bringing her stress. Not, you know what I mean? It was this grown man that should have been taking a burden off of her.
And speaking of her son, do you remember the scene where he said, my mom never used to cry until she met him?
Oh.
Do you remember that? That was so heartbreaking. That shows you this woman was severely stressed.
And when he went
caused her this.
Unemotionally available person, Marceau, cried on his shoulder because he was better than talking to Maurice about how he doesn't even know where his mom is in her journey, what's going on with her appointments.
Yep. Again, this is shutting her out, like keeping her isolated, alone, to go through all of this and then still do what she has to do at home, still go make the money outside, because you know how I know she was still making money outside? The scene with Melody where Melody goes, I'm gonna hook you up with this guy so he can help you with this. Why would she need to be worried about that when she's battling cancer?
Right.
I thought he's the breadwinner. I thought he's go make the money and you stay at home and cook and clean. What happened to your roles, your gender roles?
What happened to them?
You know what I mean? It's really sad that the lies you tell yourself does not come across the way you think it does on screen. Because to me, I can see you're lying. You're lying to yourself, not us. And I know who you're trying to convince, but I think she's deeply troubled. I think she's deeply depressed. You can tell.
Yeah.
Because I'm not coming back from chemo talking about sex. I'd be damned. Let me tell you something. If I was Kimmi, I'm telling you now, I would have left the day he said to me, I've been diagnosed, and he spoke about sex. The minute sex came out of his mouth, the lawyer would have been on the phone and I would have asked him to leave my property.
Mm-hmm. Because
you're showing me you don't care about me, because the first thought is, will we still be able to have sex? And that is so disgusting.
Yeah. I agree. I think that, okay, so I have 2 more clips now. So we're down from our 3 to our 2. This is not the one where he said went through her hair, because I couldn't find the actual clip isolated by itself, but I just have the part where he's again talking about the frequency of sex with Marceau outside that place that does whatever to the cars.
Hasn't been the same, bro.
I'm sorry, what, Maurice?
Yeah, our sex life hasn't been the same.
The hell you telling me for? Me and Maurice haven't talked about our sex life since we were 12 when we were lying about our sex life. That was the last time we talked about it. If I wasn't getting sex at home, that would be my little secret. Now, y'all been married under 5 years. But where'd you go from in a week?
Man, 3, 4.
4 times a week?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a job?
Yes.
So y'all like down to once a month?
Like maybe twice a month.
Like normal married people? welcome to the party, baby.
Okay. Little sis is gonna send us here. Pati's gonna send me that clip. So I'll wait. We're gonna talk about this while we hopefully she'll get the clip to me. And thank you very much. There was How I See It TV said ethical non-monogamy because you feel he's gonna go back and cheat anyway is no longer ethical. That's AB use, right? It is. It's a form of it. It is. And I with the age gap, with how she got Maurice, a lot of things play into, I'm sure, Kimmi trying to still make it work. And of course, her value in just being called a married woman, I think, is her downfall into her detriment.
I agree. And I also think Chef Don Don just made a point, Marceau's lying. I'm so sorry. These 2 brothers are most disgusting human beings I've ever witnessed in my life, on a show, because you're coming to your brother about your sex life, but your brother also knows his sister-in-law is going through cancer. I would have been like, shut up. Do you see what you're saying? Your wife is battling cancer. What are you talking about? Why is that even important? Like, look at the way he's just laughing at him, giggling like a little schoolgirl.
Yeah.
Like, it just shows you that to them, a woman's place is the bedroom, the kitchen, and the house, and cleaning up and all of that. And also, in their case, actually go out there and make money as well.
She's the breadwinner. So also,
yeah.
I'm going to play the one where she's apologizing to him basically for getting cancer and thanking him for sticking beside her. And that'll carry us until hopefully I get the other clip. But I just want to, it's so, Kimmi, I'll just play it.
Be a fun night. Like, it's kind of twofold, in all honesty. It's, I would say, first and foremost, date night, and kind of like a thank you. You didn't sign up for this. Through the ups, through the downs, through the no hair, through I don't want to eat that and all the oatmeal. So, thank you, babe, for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you.
You don't have to thank me for hanging in there with you. I did sign up for this. I'm really proud of you. I think that I've never met a woman that's stronger. You went through all that you went through with grace, beauty. It's inspirational to me, especially, to see how strong you are.
At the end of the day, every day when I looked up and I was taking that treatments and that chemo, it was one person sitting at the bottom of my chair.
I'm supposed to be there, babe.
This is happy night. This is happy night.
So you can't start crying.
I know, but I'm just trying to say, even when we have the little speed bumps along the way, I know when I look up every day, like, who has my back? You know, I've been trying several things to kind of get my libido on and popping. However, that chemo and radiation will wreak havoc. It's tough on your body. You know, it's just tough. So losing my hair was hard for me. And, you know, my face, my skin, my tone being pale is hard for me. And some of the comments were so mean in regards to I didn't look the same, you know, and I already felt like I didn't look great. All of those things kind of play a role in my sexuality. And so I've tried lots of things. The one thing you don't know that I've tried is that I actually did a boudoir photo shoot.
Are you serious?
Andrea was feeling like maybe if I saw myself on the outside in a different light, that would kind of help me see, you know, what other people see.
All right, don't care about the photo shoot, but I to apologize to somebody for getting sick is wild, especially your husband. Like y'all were saying in the chat, that you took your vows through sickness and health. Then to still try to justify how you lost your sexual appetite. You shouldn't even have, oh my gosh. And then to know, not only are you just not, you're not just saying it like in a sense of like, let's say he never pressured her and she didn't have a fear of him cheating and all this stuff. She's saying this to explain for the audience, which we see through this. We don't care. We know how he is, to help herself feel better, everything else, just to say, I'm sorry I couldn't have more sex with you. Like all of that. And then like y'all said about him being the only one sitting while she was getting her chemo, that is because he isolated her from her son, her friends, other family members. I'm very sure wanted to be there. And he was probably like, I got it. But he don't really got it. Now it's the burden's on her, and then making her show up to that expo too, when that y'all said she would be very, very tired after doing a round of chemo or whatever she had to do, and then show up to that expo. You know, it's just so many things that he does.
It's so sad. Like, I am so, it's just sad watching this. I'm just devastated for her. To say that to a man that promised you that when you took your vows just shows you what he put her through, trending. If you think about it, behind closed doors, what did he put her through for her to say thank you to him? That's how I think about it.
Right.
It must have been so much to the point that I think when someone does things like this is because they know at home they got the brunt of it. Like, in terms of, like, you don't know what I do for you. I'm still here. I'm still doing this for you. I'm the only one standing here, you know. Because
Yeah.
why did you need to make that comment about when I was going through chemo, you were the only, why did you, unless someone makes you remember all of that, unless someone tells you that.
Yeah.
So to me, it just gives you an example how bad it was behind closed doors.
Yeah. And
And that is sad to witness. It's so
right.
sad.
Right. Journeyology to the root. This is where I'm going to say multiple things are true at once because Kimmi does actively participate in foolishness, but Kimmi is also in an abusive relationship at the same time. She still is. Like, there's things that Kimmi is, she's intelligent. She has basically conceded to put up with certain things. Okay, thank you, little sis. She has conceded to put up with certain things, but she is still also in a coercive, abusive relationship. In our opinion, some people will never see it like that because she is, she is a very much mean girl, mean person as well. But she is also still with someone in a relationship that is literally not good for her health. Literally.
Literally.
She
And
cries out for help
he,
every now and again.
and you can tell that no matter, it's not about smartness, it's about mentally where you are at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what people keep forgetting. You don't need to be smart to end up a criminal, to end up a abusive person, to end up a narcissist. It's not about smartness. It's about mentally where you are at that time. And
Right.
at that time, sadly, she's a broken woman that's been, abused allegedly,
Right.
that's been mentally tortured,
Right.
physically tortured because of the cancer. There's so many things going around that it impacts you mentally, that you act and do certain things because it's out of your control. And when you are controlled by somebody else, you naturally do what is normal for you to do, which is to thank them for doing something they're supposed to do.
They're supposed to do. Right.
Right? And you can tell this is natural for her, because if she does not do this, it gets worse later on. And I'm not saying he's physically, I'm talking about mentally. Mental abuse is more than physical because it's something you can't shut off.
Right. It stays.
It stays. Like physical is bleeding, is bruising. That wears off, years come, right?
Right.
Mental still stays there because you replay it. And the way she's talking to him right now, you can tell it's something that she has got so used to doing at home,
Mm-hmm.
thanking him, making him feel like the man, because if she don't, she knows what comes next. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, I'll be honest with you, he looks like the those narcs that are purely manipulative and use manipulative tactics such as silence. We
Mm-hmm.
know that's one of the worst things that you can do to a woman, is
Mm-hmm.
inflict her with silence, and narcissists do that.
Yeah.
It's one of their weapons.
Yep.
So I don't want to go too deep, but I
No.
want to go deep enough to people to understand there's more to it. It's not about smartness. It's not about it's about mentally and physically where you are at that time that makes you do something that you would normally not do, in my opinion.
Right. And unfortunately for Kimmi, like here Fati said, a lot of nasty women do end up in or are in tragic relationships. And I feel like we continue to point out how nasty she is, like as a mean person, that she does things. And Lala and I just wanted to explore beyond her being a nasty person and she's doing certain things to spotlight this partner she's with that is doing a lot to her as well. And again, y'all know how for me, I also there's people in this chat in the bushes that are being silenced, broken down piece by piece in a Maurice like relationship. So like, I want to talk about it and then go beyond that too, because this is not a sympathy builder for Kimmi. This is a Lala and I we were on the phone a long time talking about this, and we just wanted to flesh out our thoughts and everything too. But it's not a campaign of sympathy. This is an observation we're also seeing as it parallels with the other things and actions that Kimmi is fully responsible for as an adult and what she has done to other women, including male and things like that. It is just
Correct.
all of it at once.
And also, we wanted to highlight the fact that any moment time, what you go through and how you react to things is a reflection of what is going on behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
So the way she's been treating people on that show, and the way she comes across, is because of what's going on behind closed door at her house, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to see her actions and things that's happening is because of the consequences of where the situation she's in at the moment in terms of her marriage. And we
Mm-hmm.
want to make it clear this is not, it's not about sympathy, it's not about anything. It's just showing you the signs of a decline of somebody.
Mm-hmm. This was just because it was televised, it's easily tracked, you know.
Yes,
And I do
yes.
have the clip from my little sis here for Hot Tea where he's talking about her hair and not having hair in the wind. So I'll play that now.
Gee, I just want to ride with the top down so my hair can blow in the wind. I'm like, baby, kind of don't have that much
Don't
hair
say
right
that.
now.
Don't say that.
No, this is real talk. So I'm like, as her hair is growing back, I'm like, now's the perfect time to get her a Jeep.
Yeah.
I think that's part of.
Yeah, there you go. That's the one, piece by piece, breaking her down. And she's apologizing to him.
And his brother's telling him, don't do that, don't say that.
Yeah.
And
Which,
he's still laughing, he still says it. Because,
yeah.
like I said before, that's his control. He controls her by humiliating her. This
Yeah.
is humiliation. This is disgusting. This is literally vile, vile behavior.
Yeah.
Like to laugh at your wife losing her hair, and the nerve of this chick to turn around and say, I've had so many back. No, you haven't, because that picture you posted had more likes than any other your other pictures and had more supportive comments than anything else. So where is your proof about I'm sorry, I'm not having it.
Right. Right. It was, the vitriol was directed to Maurice. It was. But he's the one directing his vitriol to her. So she'd rather just say it's everybody else.
Of course, because it's easy. How do you turn around and confront your abuser? Tell me how you do that.
Yeah.
And he's laughing at his own brother's also laughing. Don't say that.
And they talked about this and had the same conversation off camera. And he's more, I can't believe you saying this in front of the camera type. No, don't say that.
Yeah, because he knows with his fat ass tits. Look at that tits. I'm sorry, it's so rude. Off topic. But look at his titties and has the nerve to laugh at another woman.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Like this is. Listen, sometimes I know people say violence is not the answer. Sometimes for these type of buffoons, violence is the answer. Just pick what type of violence. Because I'm sorry, you're not going to humiliate me. But like I said, that's his tactic. That's his control mechanism, is to humiliate her every time. And the more she accepts the humiliation, the more she's adapt to it. It's all about conditioning, Trending. He's
Yeah.
conditioned this woman over the years to accept his abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's accepted to the point that she's okay with it.
Right.
It
Right.
is what it is. Like, I don't know if you have the scene where they just went on an anniversary trip and she's laughing and joking in the pool with Tisha or whatever. Does that look
Oh,
like a happy woman to you?
no, she did not. She did not.
Thank
I don't
you.
have it readily available, but oh my gosh,
Does
Laura.
she look like, right? Does she not look like a haggard, like, I'm tired, like, one step, like, I'm
Yeah.
done? She looked finito. She did not look happy. You're
No.
on holiday and there's no glow on you.
The only reason she probably even got to go on that trip with Tisha, let's keep it real, is because it was to try to prove about their accommodations they could have gotten, which that still backfired. You know what I mean? Because she doesn't get to go on trips. We see that. Like the whole history. Didn't Melody get them a trip for their honeymoon or something, or else they wouldn't have had one?
I think that was Destiny. Destiny won something, I think, and gave it to
Oh,
them.
okay.
You know what I mean? But she has money. And that just shows you, like, he may be controlling the money, because if I have money, best believe I'm going on a honeymoon.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
for 7 years, you didn't get to go on a honeymoon, 5 years or something. I don't know.
Right. Although we didn't mention it, it's not that we forgot, of course, about also the mortgage she's had to take out. Him being her credit repair lawyer was so ironic to me to get stuff off of her credit that I feel like he most likely caused is crazy. It's crazy to me. Like this is a leech. This is a blob leech that talks to just wear people down, and they don't ever agree with his point, but he's just the one that's willing to talk forever.
Yep. And that's their MO, to keep talking, over talk you and talking riddles. Like every time Marceau comes on screen, he gives me a headache because I don't understand what he's talking about. But he thinks he's Mr. Know-it-all. And he's talking in riddles, and I'm like, get out of here, you know? But him, look at this picture. He looks high. Like they're all on sign because he looks high here. But remortgage, when they got together, she was mortgage free. You know that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, she was mortgage free, remortgage her house, get cancer. Allegedly, somebody also put in the comments that she's gone back to nursing part time.
Yeah, I saw a few people say, hey, we're hearing she's doing traveling nursing or part-time nursing. I saw How I See It TV. I saw a few people say that.
See? Because this man is drying her, renting sports cars that he can never afford. Because when you got pulled over with lipstick on your lips, so you were driving an Audi. Not that Lamborghini that you pulled up into black with.
The rental.
That you rented. And like we've been saying, you've been renting cars, but it's to flex on TV, that you're using someone else's money. And now the money's dried up. This cancer survivor has to go back and work double because you sucked her money out. She remortgaged her house. What does she benefit from this marriage? I don't see any benefit.
There aren't any, except to say I have a man. That's
and I'm married. I'm married now. I'm married.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm absolutely devastated for her as a woman to be reduced to this level on national television, a laughing stock.
Yep. So I know that obviously people will leave with different thoughts, but I hope we at least got our point across of what we wanted to show, the main theme of what we wanted to show. I hope we got that across. Lala, this has been fun. We had another one, but some things turned out so we could do our other one. But Lala,
Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to say one thing. Please understand, stress is the main causer of a lot of diseases. Single women, single men live longer than married men and married women. Just know that. No matter what situation you are in, if you're unhappy and it's not serving you and it's not doing anything for you mentally, spiritually, physically, anything, leave. Leave whatever situation. There's so many help companies that, and charities that will be able to help you in certain situations that you're in. Please take care of yourself because you only have one life. You have to take care of you first. Nobody comes above you in your health and your life. Like, live your life to the fullest. Anything that doesn't serve you, leave. And I'm saying this because throughout this 2 hours, we've shown you what happens to men, not just women. I'm not going to just go out there and windmill for women all the time. Also men are in certain situations that they're not familiar with and they don't consider abuse, but it can be. Leave, because you will end up getting sick and you could end up dying or getting a disease that you're going to have to fight for the rest of your life with. So I recommend everybody to, evaluate themselves, like, sit down with themselves, have a conversation. Are you happy? If not, take the steps to be happy. And that's what I wanted this segment to be about. I wanted people to see the turmoil that people go through. We can see it, but sometimes they can't see it.
I agree.
Hope that made sense.
It made a lot of sense. We're gonna end it there. Lala, great summary. Thank you for your time. We might be back again because they're like, more of this, please. So we'll see. Lala, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Phone conversation has been now doing it this way.
I know. No, we have to talk about more because me and Trending, we do speak a lot. and we talk about certain things, and sometimes our mind goes different places. So I'm happy that it came to fruition today, and I'm so glad we've done this, and I hope we gave our point across. So thank you so much for having me. As always, you're an amazing person. I love your platform, and I'm always happy to be here. So thank you.
Thank you, Lala. It's always an
Thank
honor.
you.
I appreciate you so much. Okay, y'all. I
I
will
appreciate you. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Lala. I'm popping the trunk. I almost forgot. Thank you so much, A Woman of Strength Val B, for the super sticker. I found it. I ain't forget. So I'm popping the trunk for y'all. I appreciate the feedback in the chat. I see y'all. We don't have to agree. I just hope we at least gave y'all something to understand where we were coming from. So I'm popping the trunk. And thank you, Peaches and Cream, for gifting a membership as well. And I will see y'all later. All right. Bye.
All right, we going. What a money resign. What a money resign. What a money resign. What a money resign. All right, we going. What a money.
Oh, bring it in. Starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah.
I've been taking my time,